not experiencing something challenging twice, keep appreciating those. Nobody's perfect, and little things like tucked into my back pocket. I think beauty's like my number one thing that I love. Hey guys, I'm Stella. This year I'm hiking the Appalachian Trail, and in this video I wanted to talk to you guys about mindset. I hiked the Pacific Crest Trail in 2018, and that was like, I went straight through, and I didn't want to quit at all. I was very determined. And then in 2021 on the CDT, I was a little on the fence about finishing, but it still felt like I experienced like what it's like to need to get off trail and not finish. And so I think I have like a good perspective on mindset, because I can kind of look back and see like what things were really helpful and then what things like I had to work on, or I will have to work on if I don't want to quit this time. Not that I like quit, but I had a lot of stuff going on at home that I needed to take care of in 2021, and so that was a big reason of getting off trail then. But anyways, yeah, I just feel like I have some good mindset hacks, and so I wanted to make this video and share them with you in case you're gearing up for your own thru hike and you are interested in how I make it work. First of all, I want to talk about just like good feelings, like love and beauty and joy. I think being able to tap into those feelings really helps cultivate like a peaceful mindset. So kind of thinking of those things ahead of time, like what are the things that feel beautiful, what are the things that feel good, what are the things that feel like joy, and like especially like when you're out there, think about like what do you love about thru hiking or hiking in general or backpacking or being out there, and then kind of like keep appreciating those and keep noticing the good things as you go along. I think that really helps me get into like a good frame of mind for enjoying the trail. So the next mindset practice I want to talk about is having a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. So if you're someone that is really goal oriented and you want to crush miles, or you know, make it to a town by a certain amount of time, or make it like fast, like hike your miles really fast, or just hike really far, or whatever it is, like I think knowing that you can always improve. There's a plane, I'll wait. Okay, so having a growth mindset over a fixed mindset, knowing that you can improve, and wherever you are with your goals, like if you take it one day at a time, one step at a time, like you can get better and grow. Next is being present and noticing like nature. I think this kind of goes back to the first one a little bit, but like noticing like how beautiful nature is and being present in the moment, I think is just like such a big part of like my mindset out in the wilderness or out on these trails. And like it makes me feel so good to notice how beautiful something is. Like often I just like tear up, like I'll just like be walking down the street even, I'm like looking up at a big ass tree and just like kind of overcome because I'm just noticing like how beautiful it is. There's another plane, hopefully it's like so loud. So my next 3 mindset tips kind of go together, and they're actually like my like mantra for the year. They are to let go, empty, and refill. So what I mean by that is that I want to be able to like empty my mind and like my body of like emotions and ideas and thoughts that I'm not aligned with, and like something that really stresses me out or winds me up. Like I want to be able to like notice that that's happening and then let it go and just like practice letting it go, and then practice like not even just letting it go, but like letting it leave my body and letting it leave my mindset, my mind. And that's what I mean by empty. And then to refill is to like, okay, now that like my mind is clear and my body is clear of like negative thoughts and ideas, I can refill on like good things that I'm aligned with, and like beauty. And I think beauty is like my number one thing that I love. The next mindset tip I have for you is to have self-acceptance, self-love, and to know that you are innately valuable. That's how I see myself, and that's how I see other people. And like, I think accepting where you are and loving yourself and feeling that natural value that just because you're a human you have, I think like will really help when things on the trail are challenging. Because yeah, it's hard to, nobody's perfect. And like, I feel like in the times and the seasons where I've gotten wound up on my imperfection, like it doesn't really help me get to where I want to go. So I think just like accepting where I am and then like making small steps forward is like the best I can do. And I think that like, yeah, having that as part of your mindset is really helpful. So the next mindset practice that I'm going into the Appalachian Trail with is just an openness and acceptance of other people. So like, I'm going to meet so many people out on trail, and everyone's going to be so different and bring like different unique perspectives, different ways of doing things, different values, you know, different goals, like, and I think that like just accepting that like nobody's gonna be just like you is like, and everyone has something valuable to offer, is a good way to just feel good when you're with other people. Okay, so the next one is like actually another like little bit of a goal for me for this year and for this trail. Ooh, I am gonna make a whole goals video, not today, but this one will probably go on there. But a mindset thing that I'm like working on, that I want to work on especially for this trail, is not experiencing something challenging twice. So what I mean by that is like, if it's raining and I'm in my tent and I have to get out of my tent and pack up a wet tent in the rain, I want to focus on not experiencing that dread of like, oh God, this is terrible, I don't want to have to do this, before I even do it. Like, I just want to experience the thing and then like find out what it feels like, rather than being like, this is going to be terrible. Just be like, this is what it is, and then experience it, rather than experiencing like the terrible feelings like twice. The next mindset tip I have for you is to know like the things that are going to support you when you're on trail. Like, I know that like when I need encouragement, I can call my sister or my best friend, and I call them often because they are my main source of community. Even though I'll be meeting people and making friends, like I know that like they just know me, they make me feel good, and that like I can call them whenever I need something. So it doesn't have to necessarily be like friends back home, but just like having those things that's like, okay, like if I'm having a bad day and I need support, this is how I'm gonna search for support, and this is like how I'm gonna help myself find support. That could even be like, I've had a long day and I'm like pushing myself to wait for this like dessert, you know, or whatever, like, or this like really great hearty dinner, you know, and just like, you know that like this thing out there is going to make you feel good. And then you can kind of like put little bits of those into your hike. Like, I love like the feeling of being in my quilt and with my pillow and just like being really cozy at night. Like, that's like a really comforting thing to like be able to know that like I feel comfortable in my sleep system, and I look forward to that after a long day. Also, like, yeah, like I'll save my favorite snack to eat like after the worst part of the day or like the hardest part of the day. Yeah, and or I'll call my friends, or like I'll like try to take a second to journal. Dance a little, listen to good music, have an audiobook that you like love and you can go to. Like I can just like always mindlessly listen to Harry Potter and like feel so comforted. It's just like an odd thing, but those audiobooks are like amazing on trail and off trail. So, and then there's music that makes me feel good and so many different things. And so it's like I have like all of these like little things like tucked into my back pocket for when I need support and like when my mindset isn't where I want it to be, or like I'm having a hard time. So the last mindset practice I want to talk about is journaling. Journaling is like my number one way of like getting all my emotions and thoughts out and then processing them, and then like understanding myself and loving myself and like figuring out how to meet my needs and figuring out like how to feel good. And just, I don't know, journaling is just like so good for me, and it helps me have like a better mindset and not bottle things up. So those are my mindset tips. I hope you found them helpful. I'm excited to practice these things on trail and let you know like how it's going and how I'm doing on a mindset front and like where my thoughts are and everything. The next video I'm gonna make is tips for success. So I think like this mindset video kind of goes along with those like tips for success, because mindset's such an important part of having a successful thru hike or having an enjoyable thru hike. And I think just like having an enjoyable life in general too is like being able to like understand your mindset and be mindful. So yeah, be on the lookout for that one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.